Hello students, today we will discuss solid state part 2. Part 1 means the other two classes covers mainly different types of crystalline solids or types of solids like crystalline solid and amorphous solid. In this class we will look into more about crystalline solids, what is crystal or what is crystal lattice, what is lattice points, what is unit cell. We have already discussed these things in class 2, but I thought that making a PowerPoint presentation will help you to visualize things in a better way. So these are the things we are going to learn today. So what is crystal lattice? As we have already discussed, that crystal lattice means it is a regular arrangement of constituent particles. So a real crystal looks like this. But suppose you have to draw sodium chloride crystal structure to do a calculation. So can you draw like this? Can you draw like this? No, right? So what we do is that we simplify the structure for better representation. We represent the constituent particles, whether they are atoms, ions or molecules, as points. So we represent them as points rather than considering the actual crystal. So these points are called lattice points. So these points are called lattice points. And if we draw straight line connecting these points or connecting these lattice points, then we will get space lattice. So space lattice is basically the skeletal structure of actual lattice. So we represent it like this in a simpler way. So it is basically the scaffold, or we can say skeletal structure of the actual lattice. So these are some definitions from books. So crystal lattice is the regular arrangement of constituent particles, atoms, ions or molecules of a crystalline solid in three-dimensional space. So we all know crystal is a three-dimensional thing. So when we arrange these constituent particles in three-dimensional space in a regular arrangement, then we will get a crystal lattice. Then about lattice site, the positions which are occupied by constituent particles in a crystal lattice is called lattice sites or lattice points. Then unit cell. So unit cell is the smallest repeating pattern, which if we repeat again and again over and over, then it gives the crystal lattice. So if we repeat the unit cell over and over again and again in all directions, then it gives the crystal lattice. So if we know the unit cell, then we can build the whole lattice. So in this picture, this part is called unit cell. So if we look into the picture, then you will see that only this part is repeating, only this part is repeating again and again over and over. So this is called unit cell. So unit cell have all the characteristics of the space lattice. Now see this figure. Suppose we need to fix some tiles over a floor. So we have two color tiles. One is blue, another is red. So this is red. And if we know the structure of this small unit, you will see that whole structure is nothing but repetition of this unit. If we know this structure, we can know what is the structure of this fifth row, this is fifth column, what is the structure of this third row, we can know everything if we know the structure of only this small unit. So in this case, so this is our unit cell. So all the characteristics of the floor pattern are hidden only in this small unit. Similarly, for this structure, this part is the unit cell. This part, it has all the characteristics of the floor pattern. So we can say it is the basic structure of this pattern. So it is the basic structure of this floor pattern. So similarly, unit cell is the basic structure of a crystal lattice. So now I have told you that unit cells contain all the characteristics of crystal lattice. So you might be curious to know what are those characteristics. So crystal lattice is characterized by 6 parameters. So what are they? Edge length, 3 edge lengths ABC, then 3 angles between these edges alpha, beta and gamma. So it is A. So this dotted line represents that this is below the plane. So below the plane of this screen. So A means the vertical line, C is the horizontal axis and B is the axis which is perpendicular. So angle between B and C is alpha. So what is alpha? Angle between B and C is alpha, angle between C and A is beta and angle between A and B is gamma. So these are the 6 parameters. What are they? Edge length and the 3 angles. They represent one unit cell or they characterize one unit cell, and from this we can know the characteristics of the whole crystal. So now types of unit cells. So basically there are main two types. Okay, there are main two types. One is simple or primitive and second one is non-primitive or centered. So this classification is on the basis of whether whether some constituent particles are present only at the corner or constituent particles are present at some other positions also. If constituent particles are present only at corners, then this is called simple or primitive unit cell. If constituent particles are present at the corner also at some other positions like this, then they are called centered or non-primitive. It is again of three types: face-centered, body-centered and end-centered. What is face-centered? When constituent particles are present on the 8 corners plus center of each face. So we have total 6 face and 8 corners. Okay, 8 corners plus 6 face in this case. So for body centered we have 8 8 corners plus 1 at the center. Second, then for end center we have 8 at corner plus 2 constituent particles are present at the center of 2 opposing face. Now 7 crystal system. So for a primitive or simple cell, total 7 types of total we have 7 types of crystal. So this is called 7 crystal system. So total 7 types of unit cells exist with different values of A, B, C and alpha, beta and gamma. Out of them this cubic is the most symmetrical. It is the most symmetrical one, and triclinic is the most unsymmetrical one. It is the most unsymmetrical one and it is the most symmetrical one. So in triclinic, all the 3 edges are of unequal length and also all the angles are different, plus none is 90 degree. Now, all crystals do not only have atoms at corners. Okay, so we have already discussed about body centered, face centered, and centered unit cells. So they contain constituent particles at other positions also, other than these corner positions. Other positions also they contain constituent particles. So if we consider the possibility of body centered, face centered, and end centered unit cell in this 7 crystal system, then total we will get 14 possible crystal structure. These are called Bravais lattices. Okay, we will have 14. How 14? We have 3 cubic if we consider primitive body center and face center. Cubic unit cell can have primitive body center and face center, so 3. Tetragonal can have 2. Orthorhombic can have 4. All the 4. Orthorhombic can have all the 4. Primitive body center, face center, and end center. Monoclinic it can have primitive and end center, and all other 3 they can have only primitive. So all the 7 system contains primitive, as well as some of them contain other type of unit cells also. So together there are 14. So together there are 14 different types of crystal lattices, and they are called Bravais lattices. So here are some examples. Of cubic trigonal, cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, monoclinic, hexagonal, rhombohedral, and triclinic systems. Now coming to the most important or most exciting part of this chapter. Okay, so in the next class we will do some calculations regarding number of atoms per unit cell. So in the next class we will do calculating the number of atoms per unit cell. In your syllabus we will do only for cubic systems, not other 6 systems will not be studied here. So before starting the calculations, I would like to show you some figures of 3 different cubic unit cells. So for cubic systems, we know that there are three variations of cubic system: primitive, body centered, and end centered. So we have, this is primitive, this is body centered, and this is face centered. So look at the pictures and try to visualize how such a crystal looks like. Now if you see properly that although there are 8 lattice points, per unit cell, and each lattice point contains one constituent particle. So there are 8 lattice points per unit cell, and each lattice point contains one constituent particle. But look carefully that this constituent particle or each constituent particle is shared by total 8 other unit cells. Not 8 other, total 8 unit cells. This unit cell plus 7 other unit cells. So total it will be equal to 8. So one atom at the corner position is shared by 8 other units. Shared by total 8 unit cells. Similarly, in this case, we have this constituent particles at corners. Constituent particles at corner, this will be shared by total 8 unit cell, and one body centered. This is shared, or this is present only in one unit cell. So this is present only in one unit cell completely. Then for face centered, each face centered, so this is the lattice point for face centered cubic cell. So this is the lattice point for the constituent particle which is present at the face center. this constituent particle is shared by total 2 unit cells. So total 2 unit cells. Okay, so this is very important. In order to do further calculations, you will have to visualize all these things. Now see, so since one constituent particle is shared by total 8 atoms, so each will get 1/8 of the constituent particle. So share of each unit cell is 1/8 position. Similarly here also 1/8, and here since it is shared by 2 unit cell, or its share will be half. So this is very important. So okay, this is it for today's class. In the next class we will move to more important or more exciting section of the chapter, that is the calculation part. Okay, so if you have any doubts, ask me in Google Classroom. Okay, bye bye.